Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I'm just waiting here at the light rail station on George Street. The next light rail will be here in about 4 minutes, so I thought I'd just kick off today's book summary. It's a bit windy again today. I went to the ballet last night with Paula. I don't know, for those who don't know me, I've been going to the ballet with Paula for almost 40 years now. We're subscribers to the Australian Ballet. So 4 times a year we have a date night and go to the Opera House, and we've been doing it for a very, very long time. We missed out last year due to COVID-19, and it was a welcome relief to be part of the audience again yesterday and to enjoy a production from a new artistic director. But I'm up early today, back in the city, and got an interesting book summary. Today's book summary is entitled Losing My Viginity. And I must admit, when I saw this title, I did feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I said, oh shit, I won't even look at that book, because it's just one of those sensitive sort of topics. But it's only when I read the book summary that I realised that it was an awesome book, because it was written by Richard Branson, and it's about Richard Branson's life, about his magnificent life, because Richard Branson is a 1 in a billion sort of man, a man who is self-made, and a man who has many lessons that many of us can take. So, as I said, I'm here on the light rail station, and I guess I'm saddened to see that there are a couple of people who sleep out at night here. And across the road there on the corner is a young girl who's been there for months, who has her cat and her bed. She's undercover, but I'd imagine that come winter time, which is just round the corner, it's going to be a little bit more uncomfortable. And I just wonder, what is going on there. But got to let each person find their way in their lives. And I guess this book here is probably dedicated to all the young people who are looking for guidance. And we all are young, and we are all are looking for guidance. So the first point to come out of this book from Richard Branson is that you don't need to feel bad if you haven't been born and bred as an entrepreneur. So there's opportunity for each and every person, especially in today's world. A lot of people think that making money, being creative, and having a crack at life is only there for the few, for the privileged few who have parents who have lots of money. But Richard Branson is an example of that is not necessarily all that true. Because Richard Branson, and I found this out today and I found it very interesting, Richard Branson was raised very differently to the way most people are raised. And the way he was raised, in fact, helped him become the big entrepreneur, the big risk taker, which helped him. So I too, when I was young, I was an only child, but I was free range when I was a kid, on my bike, out with my mates, doing things. But I read about Richard Branson, I said, wow, that's even, pretty crazy. But I love reading his story. But what he says in his book was that he was raised very differently to most people, because his parents encouraged him. They gave him many challenges and forced him to figure it out. And these were the things that gave him great lessons in life and great comfort, and made him ever so comfortable in being uncomfortable. Because he is one of those people who are relaxed with risk and will always figure out a solution, not only one solution, but many solutions. And at the age of 11, at the tender age of 11, his parents gave him a massive challenge. They sent him on his bike to go and find his grandparents' house, his grandparents' place, which was 50 miles away. And they told him to go and find his grandparents' place without any directions. And what Richard Branson is saying is, these days, and this is a big point, so listen up, especially the young people. He said that these days, with the internet, anyone can become an entrepreneur because there's lots and lots and lots of information everywhere, and it's free. And whoever's got a mobile device, and there are 3.5 billion people throughout the world who are connected on the internet, you have the ability to collaborate, to find information, and to be whatever you want to be. As long as you have the thirst, as long as you have a drive, then there's nothing, absolutely nothing stopping you.
This stop is Circular Quay.
So there you go. What an intro! What an intro to a book and finding out what makes Richard Branson tick. And what Richard Branson talks about, he says the key thing, the key lesson for each and every one of us is that we always need to be on the lookout for what's next. You know, enjoy doing what you're doing right now, but always be on the lookout for the next project, for the next thing. And to learn that you can only do one big adventure at a time. Don't be fooled into thinking that you can do multiple things at the time, and you can multitask. That's a fallacy. So whatever you do, just get on with it, throw everything at it, but you do it once at a time. And this book here, Losing My Viginity, is all about how Richard Branson became the owner of the brand name Virgin. Virgin Airlines, Virgin Records, Virgin Money, Virgin of everything. So it's got nothing to do with any virginity thing. It's all about growing your comfort zone and just doing things for the first time, and just doing many things for the first time and just growing from that. So I was really amazed at reading this account of how the Virgin label and how the Virgin brand came about. And what happened was that Richard Branson, when he was a young bloke and he was trying to woo his beautiful girlfriend, decided to take her to Puerto Rico and boarded a free flight, where he was going to go and make a bid for an island. So he figured out that he could go and pretend that he was going to buy an island, and by pretending he was going to get the free flight there and a free flight home. So he went to Puerto Rico, and he made a lowball bid on the island of 150,000 pounds, whereas the island was worth well over £3 million. So you can imagine what happened. He made the lowball bid, and they kicked him off the island. So not only did they kick him off the island, but his plane flight was cancelled as well. So they didn't pay for his flight home. So all of a sudden, Richard Branson is in Puerto Rico with his girlfriend that he's trying to impress, and he's got no money, and he's got no flight home. So he was forced to decide how he's going to get out of Puerto Rico, how he was going to impress his girlfriend, and how he was going to save face. So what he did, and this is the clincher, what he did was he chartered a flight out of Puerto Rico, and he sold all the seats. He pre-sold all the seats on the flight for $39 a seat, which enabled him to fly out of Puerto Rico, and his seat and his girlfriend's seat were free of charge, and he made a small profit. So that was the birthplace of Virgin Airlines and Richard Branson's wonderful, wonderful story, which, as I said, I wasn't aware of. I learnt about it today for the first time, and I'm suitably impressed. For those who know me, my aunties, when I was just 3 years of age, my mother and father, who were working 7 days a week, as did many migrants who came to this country. So my elders, past and present, who I give respect to all the time and thought to, worked very, very hard, and many migrants were the ones who wove and were part of the structure, this part of the fabric that is called modern Australia. And my mother would put me in a taxi and send me to my grandparents and uncles and aunts who were at Rockdale. So that was about 5 or 6 kilometres away. And then later on, as I got a little bit older, when I was about 4 years of age, what I'd do is I'd get on the bus and I would go to Rockdale because I just wanted a break. My parents wanted a break as well, and I just needed to be with my grandparents, uncles and aunts, because I love them so much. And being the firstborn nephew and firstborn grandchild, you can imagine I was spoilt, and I had so much attention and love from my uncles and aunts that it really shaped my life as well. So the other interesting thing is that even though Richard Branson went in with that ridiculous lowball offer of £150,000 and was scoffed at and kicked off the island, the very next year, Richard Branson went back to that island and bought the island for £180,000, an island that was originally valued at £3 million. So there you go. So Richard Branson, even though he made the lowball ridiculous offer, ended up buying the island for a ridiculous price. So he's a man who can always make something out of nothing, I guess is the way of seeing it. So the point that Richard Branson makes is that you need to seize the next opportunity with all that you've got at that time. So whatever you got at the time, just launch everything at your dreams. So the last point to come out of his book is that, and this I really, really love. I really, really love this point. And this is something that we can all use every day to push us, especially the people who aren't naturally creative. What Richard Branson says is that you need to deliberately practice being creative every single day. And I guess I live and breathe that, given that I'm doing my gym's 5 a.m. clubs where I just do it spontaneously and off the cuff. It is a powerful, powerful thing to just force yourself to deliver time and time again. I do between 3 and 5 vlogs a day, and I've been doing it for almost a year. I started on the 15th of May during COVID last year, and believe it or not, today, with this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club, I am celebrating my 900th believe it or not, my 900th vlog. I've done 61 in Greek, and the balance are in English. So my goal is to do 1,000 in English by my birthday, my 61st birthday, which is the 27th of May. And I'm well on my way there, God willing. And I'll just continue as best I can to deliver on my content, regardless of whether or not other people like it, regardless of whether or not other people view it. It doesn't bother me, because my job isn't to judge the things that I'm doing. My job as a creator is to deliver content, and I want to be known as one of the most prolific deliverers of vlogging on personal development that you've ever known. So in order to do that, Richard Branson invites us. It's a massive call to action that we need to deliberately practice creativity on a daily basis, so that we become match fit. I love this, because you need to be creative, and it needs to be part of your makeup on a daily basis. And the best way to do it, according to Richard Branson, is to deliberately do it when you don't need it. So on a daily basis, build up your match fitness, build up your creativity muscle, well before you need to be massively creative. And because by being creative, by being deliberately creative, you're learning how to create options. And once you create those options, then you just become even more creative. So creativity beckons creativity. So practice and activate your creative muscle every day. And and the other thing is that because of social media, we have the ability, we have the tool, we have the platform to make it a reality every day. Because with social media, you can be creative every day. You can post stuff. I've been posting things every day since I joined Facebook, and I overpost. But that's all part of my activating my creativity muscle. I don't care if people like it or if they don't like it. But what I'm saying is that, and I always say it in my message, be creative, stay connected. And you've got this platform, you've got Instagram, you've got Facebook, where you can be creative and express your creativity every day. And you can also use those platforms because you get instant feedback. Now, I've got friends of mine who have lots of followers, and every post they put up, they get hundreds and hundreds of likes, because they have the sex appeal. They have the number of connections, and people just love what they do. So use that sex appeal that you have, use the platform, and use your connections. And one way of doing it, one way to help you become creative every day, is just to try and do and to write down 10 new ideas on a daily basis. Because by doing that, you're forcing yourself to be creative. And the beauty of Facebook is that all the things you post will come back on an annual basis, and you can review it and then see what you did last year, and then ask yourself, did that work, didn't it work? And 1 + 1 idea can make 1,000 ideas. The thing about creativity, the thing about ideas, is that one leads to another, and you just keep on bouncing and feeding off each other. So make the most, I guess is the point. Make the most of the opportunities that you got available to you, and make the most of social media. Now, I've got a good friend of mine, a number of friends of mine who have gone off Facebook. I've got cousins of mine who, now you'll do a post and maybe 3 months later or 3 days later, they may like it because they're disengaged socially from social media, thinking that by being disengaged that they have power over their lives. But I differ. I've got a good friend of mine who recently just closed down his Facebook account. But what I'm saying to you, and what Richard Branson is also suggesting, is that you can use Facebook, you can use social media as a leverage, as a tool to help you grow and develop as a person. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's take some lessons. Let's all lose our virginity together and grow and develop and express our creativity muscle and deliberately practice creativity on a day-by-day basis and just do things. We will always find an answer. We will always find the way. So just take massive action, take massive bites, and just chew as quickly as you can, because most of us are only operating at 30% of our potential. Scientists, there are scientific sort of studies which suggest that very, very few people operate at greater than 40%. So there's a lot of wasted potential out there that needs to be actualized and manifest into dreams, into goals. And the invitation is here. I lay down the gauntlet to you right now. Richard Branson tells us, just go out there and have a crack. Do it and thank yourself later. So thank you very much, and I look forward to coming to you again later on this morning with another book summary or another chit chat. I don't think I'll do a book summary today. I think I'm just going to talk about whatever comes up, because I've come to the end of my little book, and this is my 900th vlog, as I mentioned before. So have a great day. Thank you for being part of my journey. Let's be the wind beneath our wings, and so that we can live, learn, and pass it on, and basically be the energy, be the inspiration to help each other get through the morning, get through the day, and get through this wonderful gift that we have, which is called life. Anyway, take care. I'm just heading back to work now, and we'll chat again shortly. And as I said, last night I was at the Opera House there watching the Australian Ballet, and I've been doing it for 40 years with my beautiful bride Paula, and I just hope that we're gifted with health, that we can continue doing it for many years into the future. Yassas, and bye for now.